Welcome back to another reading and correcting with me, Kindar, the Tiger Writes, and Ty, the Tiger Supervisor. These are where I read a chapter from one of my stories and correct it as I go. If you want to listen to these live, it's every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Twitch. And if you are looking to support me, that is on my Patreon. Today we are doing chapter 67 of The World Which Is. Brandon's not in the room when I wake up. He's not at the table when I come down, and Malcolm hasn't seen him. I get Alan and Silver and do my best not to worry. He's way higher level than I am, and he knows the city. He's going to be fine. Silver's reluctant to venture out again, saying one of us should be around when Brandon returns. Alan laughs it off. I'm not that insensitive about it, but I remind Silver of the things I'm telling myself to keep my worry under control. Ultimately, I tell her that we can't stop living because we're worried. We're all adults, and Brandon can take care of himself. Placated is how I'm going to describe how she is after that. But I have to head back to the library. I still need to figure out what the Knox is referring to. I have my hood up before I'm out the door. Then I take Adam to Woodland because those are the busiest roads I know of that take me to the library. While I feel eyes on me, even as I mix with the crowd, I'm counting on Brandon's being right. I'm counting on Brandon being right when he said the people who try anything prefer acting where no one will see them. So my best protection is the crowd. So, of course, when I hear the cry of distress over the bustle of the people around me, I'm nearly at the alley before the utter stupidity of what I'm about to do registers. It sounds like they're in pain. And it sounds so fucking real that even knowing I've fallen for that trick before, my willpower bar flashes and a quarter of it vanishes before I'm able to step away. I don't feel good about it. Even telling myself it was almost certainly a trap doesn't help, or that no one else bothered reacting to it. They might have grown callous to others people's pain here, but I haven't. I don't want to ever reach that point, which means we need to get out of this city as soon as possible. There are two other attempts at getting me to enter the alleys, and the second one doesn't even cost me willpower. At that point, it's obviously a ploy. I mean, I hope it is. I don't want to think that so many people get hurt in this city and that I'm not doing anything about it. I make it to the library without being accosted or even robbed. My kidnapper's comment about someone being able to access my inventory was a reminder that thieves don't need to actually put their hands on me to steal. To steal from me. Yeah, I don't like it, but I've been keeping an eye on my inventory. The guard's surprised as I approach, and I can't tell if it's because I'm here, because I'm there, no, because I'm here, in which case I should be worried, or because I'm without Brandon. I choose to give him the benefit of the doubt and immediately hate myself for being ready to equip my sword. He hasn't done anything to warrant me being that suspicious, I tell myself, and I can't help adding the yet. Hi, I start, probably the lamest greeting of all times, but I'm distracted. Look, I want to apologize for how Brandon treated you the other day. I really appreciate you letting me in. He stares at me in surprise. When he speaks, it's hurried. It's okay. He didn't say anything that... He stops and looks around like he expects a monsters to round the corner. He isn't with you? Or Brandon? I shake my head and go for casual nonchalance and nonchalant and smile. No, he doesn't need anything from the library and figures I can handle myself. The way his eyes lock on me and widen, then he takes a step back before her. Okay. The way his eyes lock on me, widen, then takes a step back before he hurrying to open the door, tell me I might not have been it might not have been the way to respond. Alright, this doesn't quite. His eyes lock on me, widen, and he then takes a step back before hurrying to open the door, tells me It might not have been the way to respond. I tried to apologize, but I have no idea what I can say. If me being not as non-threatening as I know how to be is causing that reaction, what will trying to put him at ease do? I thank him and step in, wondering if the reaction is because of what he's experienced in the city or if it's because of what Brendan told him on that first day. I decide I probably don't want to know either way and look for a table to sit at. I look at everything I've written on my makeshift map as I drink from my lukewarm water skin. I distractedly make a note to look for one that's going to keep the content cold as I try to find out what's nagging at me. I have 23 locations that contain knocks in their names. 28 if I include those that are on the line of being inside or outside the search zone. I've matched 3 of the names to places places already named on Aaron's map, like Knoxville in Tennessee. But on his map, it's clearly lower than Nashville. Most of the names fall in areas with nothing on his map. On his map, at best, there are dots with a letter above them, possibly the initial for the location's name, or some sort of indexing system he put together with the list locked in the lock section of the book, the journal. Of the journal. I'm inclined to think that's what it is because I can find A to Z, or yeah, she's Canadian, A to Z, and then AA moving up to AK. If that's the case, we don't have a choice. We're going to Kansas City. But also means the odd of Alexander working it out before us remained low. Then the odd one out registers. FK in the middle of the search zone below Louisville. And I have a name in the same general area. Fort Knox. FK. Honestly, I can't even say it's clever. It's even so obvious. I should have made the connection as soon as I had the name. Too tired from all the reading is the only excuse I can give myself. But not too tired not to call up a book on it. I don't know if there's an easy way for Xanders to know what book I look at or what my queries were, but the system knows everything, and it's just a question of him formulating the right query. I'm halfway through 2 hours of picking books from my previous query. I've decided on when I slipped the one about Kentucky. A quick flipping to the entry for Fort Knox, and I'm rereading. I spent 15 hours with the other books, so I have this long to get as much information as I can. So, Fort Knox was a military base that held part of the United States Gold Reserve on U.S. Route 31 West. 31W. That's how it would be written. He would not. Yeah, this is okay. Yeah, I whistle at that. Okay, so the little I know about ruins, from what Brandon said, is that they come about in places that had something of interest. That Disney ruin, the Mall of America. If a gold reserve isn't something of interest, I don't know what is. Hopefully, Brandon's going to be able to make use of that route thing to get us there. I find population numbers, number of servicemen, equipment, and other things I can't come up to the equipment and other things I can't come up with reasons it might be useful, but still write down. Then I close the book and move on to the next one. It's difficult for me to keep going. I want to run off and tell Brandon, but see what he can make of the information. When I'm done, it's hard not to run out of the library. I'd be an idiot to think Xander doesn't have people watching me on top of the bounty on my head. So I can't. so I can't give away I have the information. The guard jumps when I open the door, then stands well enough away that I look around for an attack. But I'm the reason he's nervous, it seems. If I had time, I'd reassure him, but I need to get back to the club. That running costs me willpower. That's something I never thought I'd have to deal with. Not a lot, but still. I've never been this excited in my life, and I have and I have to hold back. I need to tell Brandon, even my need to tell Brandon even overrides my desire to respond to the cry of distress I hear. When I don't see him in the club, I head for the bar. Have you seen Brandon? I ask Malcolm. Sorry, hon. He hasn't been by yet. I curse. Any idea where he might be? It's important. Malcolm chuckles. He's not in the habit of telling me what he's up to. He knows I'm going to keep him from doing the more stupid stuff. And that's the stuff he really enjoys. Any idea how I can go about finding him then? I might be able to help with that. A deep voice says, and the guy against the bar, who just registers as large and dark-skinned, in my hurry to talk to Malcolm, turns to face me. First thing that registers is the fur, short and dark brown. The face has a short muzzle that makes me think bear, and the expression as he looks me over makes it clear how he expects me to pay. And I don't tell him to fuck off outright. Shit, would I? If it meant getting Brandon so we can get out of here? Harry, Malcolm says while I'm trying to work out how I feel about and how I feel, there's a comma here, and how far I'm willing to go. Leave Dennis alone. If you need that big rod of yours polished, I'll be happy to lend a hand. The comment makes me look down, and the crotch is certainly filled enough that big comment might not be an exaggeration. I think the kid's more than willing to. I look up at the abrupt stop, and Harry's looking at the ceiling, a thin sword blade under his muzzle. Are you going to keep that brain of yours out of his pants? Malcolm asked, with a clear threat in his voice. The nod is small, then the blade vanishes back in his inventory. You don't usually protect anyone like this, Harry says, rubbing his throat. What can I say? I happen to like Dennis. So, what are you going to ask for your services? The smile is back, but vanishes at Malcolm's disappointed sigh. I can't believe how conflicted I am about this. I mean, I don't want to have sex with him. And yes, a large part of it is because of Josie. But if that's the only way I get to find Brandon, I'm a bit disappointed at myself that I'm willing to entertain the possibility. A night, Harry says. Harry, Malcolm warns, and the bear looks at him. A night of you in my bed, as rough as I like it. Since you like him so much, I figure you might want to pay in his place. Malcolm laughs. As rough as you like it? Make it as rough as I like it, and we have a deal. Malcolm, I start. Oh, shush, Dennis. We can discuss how you will pay me back later. But if Harry here is willing to strike this bargain, I'm certainly interested in it. The bear looks uncertain, and I almost tell him he doesn't have to. Then I remember he's the one who initiated this, and I figure he can get himself out of this without help. All right, Harry says. A night in my bed as rough as you like it, after Dennis no longer needs my services. He offers his hand to the barman. Malcolm takes it, then pulls hard enough Harry's breath escapes him as he hits the counter. They are nose to muzzle, and Malcolm smiles. Honey, keep in mind that if I find out you put the moves on Dennis while you are helping him, as rough as I like will become as rough as you deserve. The nod is vigorous, and then Malcolm kisses Harry's nose. Then we have a deal. You two have fun now. He goes back to serving one of the explorer like nothing happened. Harry looks at me like I'm some sort of creature he's never seen before, and I can't shake the feeling he actually regrets the deal now. And that concludes chapter 67 of The World Which Is. If you are enjoying this, please leave a like. If you want to know when the next chapter will be up, subscribe, hit the bell. If you want to read this story, it is up on Ream Story. And if you want to listen to these live, it's every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Twitch and YouTube. Links are in the notes, and with that, I shall wish you a good day.